Hi, I'm Carla Schaefer, Auntie Speed's designer, and I will be demonstrating the use of the DG3 Art Gel. I will be demonstrating the gel using an antique silver frame and some little charms and scrapbooking papers. Some other tools that you will need for this project will be a pair of nipper tools, a nipper tool, a beading tweezer, scissors, and some gem tack or other glue. The first thing I'm going to do is trim the scrapbooking paper that I've chose for the frame, and what I did is just I traced this onto the paper and cut it out, and knowing that this is not going to fit just by tracing it, I'm just going to start trimming this up and checking it to see if it's going to fit and see how much I need to trim off of each side and each end of it. And it's pretty forgiving, so if it's not perfect, it's not going to show really that much. And you can do these in layers and make little collages, and I'm almost there, what have you. So with this dimensional gel, it does take about 3 layers and maybe more to cover the charm that I'm using. Okay, so now I've got it trimmed to the sides correctly, and I'm just going to take some off the top. And once I get this trimmed in to fit in the charm, then we're going to put a little gem tack or other tacky glue down in the bottom of the frame to keep the paper in place. And it's just a bunch of just trial and error, really. There's no template like on the other little frames that we use with the Diamond Glaze. There we go. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some glue on the back of the paper, and I'm going to slip it into the frame. And ideally you would probably like this to set up for, several minutes, and you want to clean out all the glue that comes in around the edges. And then in this case I'm going to use the little love charm, and this is just a pewter charm, and I'm going to clip this loop off, and then we'll set it and glue it into the frame. Okay, what I've done here is I have clipped the loop off the little charm, so now it just is a word, and I'm going to just get a little glue on it. I don't need a whole lot, just enough that I'll keep it where I want it. And put a little glue on it, and then I'm going to set it into the frame. You can offset it, you can set it straight, however you want to do it. I'm just going to kind of put it a little offset here. And again, you really want that glue to set up a little bit. And then I'll fix the other frame, and then I'll show you how to use the dimensional gel. Okay, and again, I've cut the paper to fit the frame, and then I've put a little fleur-de-lis charm in this one, and again, I cut the loop off with my nipper tool. And the pewter charms are pretty soft, so that loop comes off really easily. Ideally, you would want this to set up, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to put in a thin layer of this dimensional gel, and you're just basically going to fill the charm, fill the frame, and you're going to cover the charm. But once this dries completely, it'll recess and you'll need to add another layer. So you can fill it all the way up to the rim here, and once it sets, it's going to need another layer. And if you get bubbles in it, then you just want to take a paintbrush, just like what we did in Diamond Glaze, and just kind of tap the bubbles out. And actually, it's easier to get the bubbles out of this using this gel instead of, it's easier than the diamond gel. And of course, in the rectangle frame, with it being a little larger, you don't want to shake the bottle, and you just want to carefully fill it just slowly, and that you get less bubbles that way. And just fill it up and let it set. So set it on a level surface or something where you can hang the little loop off the pendant off the side so that it will be level. And set them aside and let them set. It may take a good hour or more for them to set up. And there's a bubble, so I'm just going to tap the bubble, and I'm going to show you two that I have done already. And this is with 3 layers of the gel in them. And so I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but they're pretty full to the sides here. And I did have a bubble that I didn't get out, but it just kind of adds a little character to your piece. But you do want to try to get your bubbles out if all possible. And so this is 3 layers. I let it set overnight and filled it again. And then this morning I went and filled them again. So I'm going to watch as they set up and dry to see if it needs another layer. And they do harden over time. And then you've created your own unique little pieces of art.